Morning, Miss Flood.
Good morning, Mr. Kent.
Morning, Hilary.
That's my letter of default.
Hilary.
Good morning.
Oh, Hilary, here are only 2 minutes, and already you've brought to this office something we've not had for a very long time. The freshness of youth and beauty.
Now, where did I put that telegram from the Queen?
Oh, Miss Flood, now how is our senior partner? Still frightening away young divorcees?
He's on the phone to Mr. Bungay.
Oh, clients, horrible, demanding creatures, eh, Hilary?
You see, Mr. Bungay, they say you've been using your home to sell hi-fi equipment. And what? Yes. Mr. Bungay, if you didn't want folks to know what you were doing, maybe it would have been better if you hadn't put the sign in your window saying all major credit cards accepted. Yes. Yes, you... Hold on. I'll just look at my diary. Miss Flood.
Yes, Mr. Calendar?
Mr. Bungay wants an appointment. Do you have the 1991 diary at hand?
You can do this Friday at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Hello, Mr. Bungay. 10 o'clock on Friday. All right. Goodbye. That was never knowingly undersold a pinner.
Listen, talking of clients, how are we going to stop the nubile ones running away today? Super glue on the seats, do you think?
One client, Miles. Mrs. Angel, that is all.
Well, in future, do leave it to me. The solicitor knows popsies prefer.
There won't be a next time, Miles.
You'll never guess who's outside, Mr. Calendar.
Lucretia Borgia?
No.
The Boston Strangler?
No.
Dr. Crippen.
No, she ain't medical.
Oh,
It's not Mrs. Angel, is it?
No, it's your daughter.
well, I better go and spring clean my office. Do give Simone my love.
Coward.
Oh, it's nice when people pop in for a little chat, though, isn't it?
Sometimes, Hilary. Are you enjoying the mad, glamorous world of a suburban solicitor's office, then?
Well, I weren't sure at first, Mr. Calendar, and then I said to myself, Hilary, I said, this is interesting. Each client has a special little problem, all of their own. And perhaps, Hilary, just perhaps, you can help them.
Mr. Calendar, your daughter.
Ah.
Hilary, you're filing.
Oh. Cheerio.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, darling.
Can't stop long. Just popped in to see how you are. How are you?
Fine.
Mr. Calendar, you're seeing Mrs. Tidewell at 10:15.
The Tidewell Manor murder mysteries. A grisly business.
No, the Tidewell shop in the High Street, a dry cleaning business.
Aren't you getting a bit old for all this Perry Mason nonsense?
Look, will you stop tidying up, woman? You're disturbing the finely arranged ambience of legal clutter. I haven't opened a law book in 10 years, but I don't want them to know that.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Sunday?
You're coming to Sunday lunch.
Oh.
I've invited Jamie, and your grandchildren really want to see you. Of course. Wouldn't you know it? Bill's working that day.
Simone, he is a vicar.
Yes, I know. I know he's a vicar, but he's on some godforsaken course up north. Anyway, you need some sensible home cooking. You're not going out with anyone, are you? I mean, I wouldn't mind if you were.
Simone, I passed the age of consent 37 years ago.
Mr. Calendar, it's me again, Hilary.
Yes, Hilary?
You'll never guess who I've got on the phone.
Surprise me.
That Mrs. Angel. The school teacher what keeps running away from you. I never thought she'd phone you again, did you?
No, I didn't. Put her through, will you please, Hilary? Simone, if you don't mind.
You go ahead, Dad. Don't mind me.
Hello, Mrs. Angel. How are you? Good. Look, I'm sorry about the other day. I had no idea. Oh, well, you don't expect to go to your solicitor's office and find the other woman standing there. That's not what you'd call her. What a quaint choice of phrase. Yeah. Well, maybe we should meet on neutral territory. Yeah, lunch, perhaps. You see, we've got a special offer this week. 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, with a conveyance thrown in. Simone, do you mind?
You go ahead, Dad. It's your job.
Sorry. What? What musical has a crooked lawyer as a hero? Chicago. That was a bit tricky, that. Yeah. A business lunch, of course. Yes. Well, do you know the Lancers? Fine. How about tomorrow at 1, then? Good. I look forward to it. Bless her. 72 years old and still game for anything.
I've never heard you so chatty with a client.
Aye, it's a sad case. Her husband's a milkman. He's been making a few extra deliveries.
72. Must be all that calcium. Anyway, got to dash. Don't forget, Sunday, 12:30. Dress smartly and don't be late. I've told Jamie to wear a tie. Don't forget now. Cheers.
Bye. Jawohl, mein Körpertier.
All clear. Robbers at this time. Have a haircut or keep your bowels moving.
Come on, Sweepy. We've got another circuit to go yet.
If I break the record, do I win my own iron lung?
No, but you can have a shower with Roy Morgan-Jones. How does that sound?
Roy, we're supposed to be planning our sports day, not competing in it.
Plenty of time for both, Mrs. Angel. You know I got a body that drives you wild.
Right now, I'd settle for a body that drives me home. Roy, you know, there's more to life than heavy breathing. One day, I'm going to take you to the theatre.
Oh, I've been to the theatre, Zoe.
Yeah, well, I don't shout he's behind you in Hamlet. Or better still, an art gallery. We'll go on Sunday.
Ah, OK. Hey, how's the divorce going, by the way? Got a good lawyer, have you?
Oh, Roy, he's a real gentleman. Scotsman, as it happens.
Oh, make good rugby players with Scotsman. Played rugby, does he?
You know, it's funny. But we've never got around to discussing rugby. Damn. It was on my list as well. Anyway, must be at least 50, so I suspect Alice's rugged days are over.
Alec, is it?
I mean, Mr. Calendar, I'm seeing her for lunch tomorrow. For a meeting.
But he can't do this. You solicitor.
He probably can't pick coconuts either. Come on.
Oh!
Not so in the shower's a sissy, sweetie.
So, I crossed the crowded courtroom, placed the loaded gun in the defendant's hand, and asked him to fire it at me.
What happened?
The alarm clock went off and I had to go to work.
Mr. Calendar, are you sure you're a solicitor?
Well, my daughter can't quite decide whether it's arrested adolescence or premature senility, so don't tell my client, so...
Like Janice, anything with a pulse Grimwood, the milkman's friend?
Ah, yes. Your divorce.
That is why we're here, isn't it?
Why else, Mrs. Angel? Why else? So, how are you feeling?
Jittery. I've never been to court. All those blokes with plums in their mouths and half a sheep on their heads. I'm bound to crack under cross-examination.
It's the jury I'm worried about. I might have to nobble some of them.
Nobble the jury?
Aye. Oh, there's no jury. You can do it by post nowadays. They'll stamp it in 10 minutes.
Premature senility. H years over within 10 minutes. Took me 15 minutes to teach him how to spell yogurt. Mr. Calendar, how long were you married?
31 years.
31 years.
Soon goes, you know.
What soon goes, my lovely?
Marriage, Doreen.
Oh, mine soon went. It went with a purple-headed shelf stacker at the co-op, as he well knows. He got me custody of the kids, so don't be surprised if you find ground glass in your salad.
You see? She got over it. Now, is there anything else I ought to know?
Well, I like standing outside the rugby club with a big bag of sweeties waiting for the boys to come out.
I meant about your financial situation.
Well, I could lend you a couple of bob till Tuesday. You don't play rugby, do you?
No. Just can't find the time.
Lovely new potatoes. Your dad can eat a bowl of these on his own.
Our senior partner lunching with Hercule Poirot again.
Oh, is that the Frenchman that came in about his restaurant licence?
The innocence of youth.
Nothing that can't be sullied, I hope. Talking of restaurants, Hilary, I fancy another little welcome lunch wouldn't go amiss.
By the time you've finished welcoming her, she'll be just about ready for her retirement party.
You know, Hilary, a woman can learn a lot of things from an older man.
Like history, you mean?
Well, no, not exactly.
Was you in the war, Mr. Henty?
Yes, now, I know it's a 1:15 already, but I do know a little Italian place that always has a table for Il Signore.
Oh, but what about my sandwiches?
Hand them over, Hilary. Hand them over.
Oh, thank you, Miss Flood.
Cheesy pickle. It's my lucky day.
Well, she was right about the potatoes.
Oh.
Still, I suppose it must be nice for you to get out and have some decent food.
Aye, meals on wheels aren't what they used to be, are they? As a matter of fact, I'm a very good cook. I used to do all the Sunday lunches, you know. My wife, Jenny, she was French. And she could never get her Parisian head around a Yorkshire pudding. So I told her one day if she made a really good one, she could join the Yorkshire Pudding Society. Well, one Sunday, we were out having lunch with a client, and she turned to the hostess and she said, Mrs. Percival, I can tell that you are in the pudding club.
Oh, whoa. I had rather a heavy night.
Out on the town, were you?
Hardly. Roy and I have been planning this year's sports day. We have very different ideas about the three-legged race.
Roy.
We share the PE duties at the school.
Roy, a boyfriend, is he?
In a way.
Fit sort of fellow, is he?
Runs 5 miles a day before breakfast.
5 miles? Big strapping fellow, is he?
Lifts weights. Wrestles tigers with his bare hands.
I do apologize, Hilary. I don't understand it. The Italian place must be under new management.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Henty. I had a macaroni cheese for my tea anyway.
Oh, good.
Who's over there? It's Mr. Callendar with that Mrs. Angel.
Well, the sly old devil. Huh. He didn't put that in the office diary. Oh, don't you wish you were a fly on the wall, Hilary?
I think I'd rather be a rabbit. Big floppy ears, nice warm hutch.
Your boyfriend... Sorry. No, dear.
Your wife must have lived through more divorces than Elizabeth Taylor.
Aye. We did discuss things. I know I shouldn't have, but... Well, you've got to share some things, haven't you?
Who do you share things with now?
Good question. Last week I found myself discussing a case with an orange. Maybe I am going senile.
I've heard oranges make very good listeners.
Well, they're better than radishes. They just repeat on you.
I've no time to talk to anyone. What's he like at home? Always got his nose in a book, I bet.
Doreen, this is not my daughter.
Not your
No.
Oh, dear. Oh, well, I better leave you two alone then, hadn't I? Sorry.
Now, this lady is a client.
Oh, I thought for a minute. Well, you read about it, don't you? Older fellas, young girls, doomed to failure every time, eh, Mr. Callender?
Your salad's getting cold.
Oh, now he's saying something. Oh, Oh, she looks a bit worried.
Perhaps he's charged her for the lunch.
Perhaps bitter memories of her first stormy marriage have suddenly swirled up to torture and torment her.
Well, it's either that or indigestion. Still, they wouldn't want us to spoil our lunch talking about them all the time. Now, let's talk about you. Hilary, do you like sandy-haired men of 39?
Oh, we're not talking at all now. Yeah, shall we go over and see what's going on?
No, I think not. I say, you can certainly hold your drink, can't you?
That's what my boyfriend says. He makes me a gin, vodka, rum and cherry brandy cocktail. It's called a Please God.
You were a few years younger, eh?
Angel, never guess who we saw. Mr. Calendar with that Mrs. Angel. Together and at the same table.
Well, Mrs. Angel was obviously worried about coming back to the office. Oh, for heaven's sake, she's less than half his age and she's hardly in Mr. Calendar's class. Mr. Henty, your wife ran.
Party pooper.
To remind you that you're helping set up the exhibition this weekend.
Annabelle makes protest sculptures, Hilary. Big ones. Last year she got a commission and I got a slipped disc. Hilary, my wife doesn't understand me.
Oh, is she foreign then, Mr. Henty?
Miss Flood, if Hilary isn't the least bit tipsy, I take full responsibility. Hello, Alec. Did you have a nice lunch?
Oh, you know. Miles, you remember Mrs. Angel?
The Popsy, whose husband is adulterating my client. What we legal chappies call a corpus delicti. Means she's got a delicious body.
Well, after what happened the other day, I think it a wee bit embarrassing to have both her and Miss Grimwood on our books.
Well, my dear Alec, for you, I will give up my client.
No, there's no need for that. I think Mrs. Angel would probably prefer to be with another firm anyway.
Well, I mean, if you say so, but why don't you sleep on it over the weekend? Things always look better on a Monday morning. Except Annabelle, that is.
No. I think my mind's made up.
Listen, Debs, I'm going to start looking for another solicitor. Well, because I don't want to bump into Janet Grimwood each time I go in. She's got a mouth the size of Dartford Tunnel. Yes, of course that's the reason. What other reason could there possibly... What? Trevor, what? Oh, bye then. Oh, Roy. Why is nothing in this world ever simple?
Can I give you a lift, sweetie?
I take back what I just said.
Morning, sir. Inspector Moores, Grandparent Pornography Squad. We have reason to believe that material of a dubious nature is being peddled to the innocent grandparents of this area. Have you been approached with a copy of String Vests and Surgical Stockings?
No, officer, I have not.
Would you like to buy one? I've got loads.
Yeah, Egypt. Come on, let's see what your sister's cooking up. That is if a hard-boiled lefty like yourself can stomach something as Thatcherite as a Sunday lunch.
Even Karl Marx liked nothing more than his Yorkshire pudding. That's capital, he used to say.
How's my favourite grandchildren? Come on! Will you come and dance with me again? Oh.
Dad, this is Mrs. Dawlish. She's just moved in down the road.
Hello, Mrs. Dawlish.
Please, call me Avril, Alec.
I'm telling Mrs. Dawlish all about you, Dad.
In that case, Dad, you better weigh in with a speech for the defence.
Children.
Avril's setting up a home knitting service. Her own designs.
Oh, how nice. What's that you're working on at the minute?
A dress for my daughter.
Oh, we'll know her when we see her, won't we?
I should have enough wool left over for a tie. Would you like me to knit you one?
There's a thought.
Just think, Dad. You'd be able to dribble pizza all down your front and no one would notice.
You know where the sherry is, don't you? Come on, children. Let's go and help Uncle Jamie, shall we? Come on.
So, where do you hail from, Mrs. Averill?
Bognor Regis, Alec.
Oh.
I only came here to be near my daughter. No, my husband was Desmond Dawlish, the Deputy Lord Mayor of Bognor Regis, before he died.
Do you know what George V's last words were?
Dad.
I can't imagine, Alec.
Bugger Bognor. It's true. It's in the history books. You look.
Well, that broke the ice, Dad.
Well, I think lunch must be almost ready. Excuse me.
What does this one say to you, Roy?
It says I was very drunk when I painted this, but I'd be all right in the morning.
I quite like it. The colours leap out and grab you.
Like this, you mean, Sweetie? Oh, I don't know much about art, but I know what I like.
Roy, this is an art gallery. You're supposed to stand back and contemplate each picture for about 3 minutes.
There's dozens of them, Zoe. It'll take all afternoon.
Please, Roy. For me.
Oh, all right. 1 elephant. 2 elephants. 3 elephants. 4 elephants. 5 elephants.
And then, of course, there was the Bognor Regis Chamber of Commerce annual golf day. Oh, anyone who was anyone, Alec. Desmond loved his golf before he died. Do you play?
Well, actually...
As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit of a golfer myself.
Perhaps Dad could play around with you sometime.
Dad's a very good golfer, Mrs. Dawlish.
And a wonderful husband.
My husband was Bognor's leading bank manager, Alec, before he died.
I suppose he used to bring home free samples from work, eh?
No, not that I recall. No. And, of course, I have always counted solicitors among my very best friends.
Solicitors, bank managers, vicars' wives, and Sunday lunch. What a bastion of pure middle class.
Jamie was a Cambridge Marxist, Averill.
Oh, yes. They used to come round knocking on our door, but I never gave them anything.
Avril loves the theatre, Dad. Especially musicals.
Goodness! What a coincidence.
Oh, we used to come up to London to see all the shows. Always the best seats, Alec. Stalls, 5th row centre. Now it's just little me and a box of chocolates. What do you do with yourself, Alec?
Well,
of course, I have my knitting. And, of course, there's the grandchildren, William's 3 and Henry's 1. And, of course, although I would be the last to admit it, I am rather a superb pastry cook.
Yes, and here to prove it. Avril insisted on making the cake for tea.
Great Scott.
Let's eat it before it eats us.
Desmond loved my patisserie. No, he once ate an entire chocolate cream gâteau all on his own.
Before he died?
Yes, just before.
Well, I'll go and grab the kids and grab the kids.
Yes, and I'll just clear away these dishes.
Oh, let me help you.
Oh, no, Dad, no, no trouble, no trouble. Please allow me. I'm sure you and Avril have loads to talk about.
So you like musicals? Oh, now tell me, what is your
elephants,
favourite musical?
125 elephants, 126 elephants, 127 elephants.
You sound like Hannibal crossing the Alps. Don't.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Zoe. I've seen prettier rugby injuries.
Well, try the sculpture over there. It's more, well, physical. Male chauvinist Pygmalion. Roy? Roy? Oh, no. Oh, please, no.
And this is us at the Lord Mayor's inaugural banquet in 1983. Oh, look, there's Mr. Cooper, the dentist. And look, peeping out from just behind the Lord Mayor, that's little Mr. Trimble, very big in baby wear. And that is Mr. Davenport of Davenport's Tea Rooms. Tea cake's a speciality before he died.
Yes.
Of course, she wasn't a widow for very long.
Dad, is that Mr. Magwitch for you? He sounds a bit excited.
Hello. How did you get out? What? No, you stay in the phone box. You can't go around dressed like that. No, I'll come straight away. Just hold on.
Now, look, you keep talking, okay? He's a homicidal maniac, just escaped from Broadmoor. You'll know what to say. His name's Magwitch.
Oh, yes. All right, Alec. Hello, Mr. Magwitch. My name is Mrs. Dawlish, but please call me Avril.
I'm very cross with you.
Oh, that's my job.
I wasn't born yesterday, Dad.
No, you don't mean you think it was Jamie?
Oh, stop it. Now you're going. You better go. That could go on all night.
And you, Mr. President. Do you play golf, Mr. Magwitch? No? Oh, maybe they could give you softballs. Yes. No, my husband used to play with her dad.
Furthermore...
Hello, old chap. I thought you'd be sleeping it off after the Yorkshire and roasties.
No, she had other plans.
Oh, no, not another merry widow.
Oh, you've met Mrs. Dawlish. I tell you, Miles, when I meet women like that, I think my best years are gone.
You're as old as the person you feel. That's why I always try to feel 17-year-olds.
What are you doing here?
Well, some clown tried to mount one of Annabelle's sculptures, so I thought I'd better leg it over here. What's your excuse?
Oh, I just didn't want to go home.
Have you decided what to do about Mrs. Angel yet?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, girls like that need constant reassurance. We're like doctors, Alec.
Yeah, I've seen your bedside manner.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little hand-holding, especially when you're extracting a very large fee. Remember, Alec, doctors. All right, Mrs. Arkwright, you can put your clothes back on now.
Oh, why not? I feel like a schoolboy. No reply. Oh, well. Hello? Hello? Is that Mrs. Angel? Huh? That's Mrs. Angel speaking. Oh, it's Dr. Calendar here. I mean, Alec Calendar. Yeah. And I was just sorting through some of your papers, and... No, don't worry. You won't have to pay me time and a half for Sunday. No, I was... I wanted to apologize for what happened at the restaurant this afternoon. I promise you, you're nothing like my daughter. I promise you. Look, I was wondering if... I haven't felt like this since Suez. The local theatre group are doing a musical production of Midsummer Night's Dream. That's it, bottoms up. And I was wondering if... Well, I mean, if you're too busy, I quite understand. It's just that if you have no... You would? You would? Ah, well, I'll telephone you with the details then. Fine. Fine. Yeah. Goodbye, Mrs. Angel. Sorry? Goodbye, Zoe.